94. LeBron with 28, 8 and 7. Smart with 25, 8, 5 steals. How about Luka Kennard? Followed up that performance from game 1 with 23, 6 rebounds, and also 2 assists. Kevin Durant in his first game of the playoffs year, 23, but also what you don't see is this man had 9 turnovers in just 12 field goal attempts. Houston, we have a problem. And with that, we welcome in CBS Sports NBA analyst John Gonzalez. And John, who would have thought, brother, right? After 2 games that the Lakers would be up 2-0 on the Houston Rockets. LeBron James, this man continues to defy aging. Like, aging where? The man led the team in points, almost had another triple-double. How are you seeing this Laker team being able to succeed despite having no Luka, despite having no Austin Reaves, and a 41-year-old LeBron?
Yeah, I mean, LeBron James has been making other people better his entire career. I thought even for him at 41 years old that this would be a little bit of a heavy lift, right? Because the Rockets at full strength and no Luka, no Austin Reaves, and you're thinking, well, how are they going to get this done? But as you mentioned, leads the game in scoring again, almost goes for another triple-double. We got the Luka Kennard game in game 1. We got a Luka Kennard game again in game 2. But then beyond that, Marcus Smart going for 25 points. I mean, when the Houston Rockets, who have all these great perimeter defenders, are watching Luka Kennard and Marcus Smart just go off in this game, and efficiently too, right? Marcus Smart, 8 for 13 from the floor, 5 of 7 from 3. Marcus Smart can hit 3-pointers, but for him to be that efficient, you have a serious problem here. And the Rockets, I mean, they just got exposed tonight. So yeah, the Lakers, it's LeBron just defying father time, right? He's 41 years old, and he had several dunks where you went, wait a minute, what did he just do? Did I just see a reverse dunk when he goes screaming down the lane, or another one later? I mean, he was incredible tonight. And yes, if you're the Lakers, you're feeling great about this, because there's a chance that you can get Austin Reaves back sooner than later. Unlikely that you'll get Luka in this series, but now all of a sudden you're thinking, well, we can just wait maybe until the second round. I didn't think that there was even going to be a second round for the Lakers. And for the Rockets, it's danger and concern time for them for sure.
Yeah, the Rockets now fall to 0-8 in their last 8 games when it comes to game 2s. But for KD, okay, he put up a nice stat line. Okay, 23 points, 7 of 12 shooting, but he did have those 9 turnovers. What did you make of his performance? Because he was getting a lot of attention from this Lakers defense, and it seemed to bother him at times.
Yeah, not at times, basically the whole game, right? Yes, he does go for 23 points, but he only takes 12 field goals in this game, Chris, and only 4 in the second half. And when you get Kevin Durant back, if you're the Rockets, you're thinking, okay, we really need it, because we need his offense. We needed somebody to facilitate the offense, to initiate it, to create, because in game 1, there was nobody. I mean, the offense was completely bogged down. Everybody was just basically standing around and staring at each other. And then you're thinking, if you get into a late game situation, he's your closer, so you should be good now, right? Except for no, because he couldn't get any shots off in the second half. I'm not sure why. Alperen Şengün was super inefficient. The whole team was really inefficient. The bench was absolutely brutal. But you mentioned those 9 turnovers, and the Lakers figured out what everybody already knew, which was that KD is the whole ball game for them. And if we just blitz them, let's make these other guys beat us. And they couldn't do that in game 1, and they couldn't do it in game 2, even with Kevin Durant back. And yeah, Kevin Durant had a really tough time tonight dealing with those double teams, right? They sent the double teams at him, and he just could not pass out of them. And for him to have 9 turnovers, that was a huge reason why they ended up losing this game. Look, Alperen Şengün needs to be better. Amen Thompson needs to be better. Jabari Smith, they need something out of their bench. They got next to nothing tonight, but ultimately it does come down to Kevin Durant and the Lakers just exposing the Rockets' flaws in terms of team construction.
Yeah, team construction. Reed Shepherd, okay, he played 10 minutes, didn't have a single point. Okay, he was 0 for 4 from the field, and that's just not something that's not going to get done for the Rockets when you think about how limited they are when it comes to perimeter shooting. Meanwhile, for the Lakers, they were lighting it up from 3. So as the series shifts to Houston, John, all the Rockets have to do is like, hey, look, Lakers took care of business. Now we have to, even though it's not going to feel that way because of who's out. But how do the Rockets get their mojo back? Because a lot of times you're seeing these mental mistakes that really cost them in the end.
Lakers have all the momentum, right? The Lakers have won both games in this series and 5 in a row, and they're feeling good about themselves. They're playing with house money. They're thinking maybe we can get Austin Reaves back sooner than later. LeBron is playing the way that LeBron always does in the postseason, elevating everybody. Luke Kennard cannot miss a shot. Hey, not only did Marcus Smart shoot well tonight, but on top of that, he played great defense. So if you're the Lakers, you are feeling really good going to Houston. And we talked about sort of the flaws in how this Rockets team was constructed. Early in the season, they had a theory of the case, which was we're going to be bigger than you. We're going to get on that offensive glass. And we know we don't have many shooters, but we're going to get so many second chance points from those offensive rebounds that it's not going to matter. And that's how they ended up with the 8th best offensive rating in the NBA this season. The problem was once Steven Adams went out, that whole kind of house of cards collapsed, and you didn't have that same offensive glass prowess, and you're not getting those same second chance points. And as we mentioned, they do not have shooting tonight. They went 7 for 29 from deep, just 24%. That's a major problem. Kevin Durant's one of the reliable shooters. You called out the other one, Reed Shepherd, 10 minutes, 0 points. He was a starter in game 1 to the bench and next to useless, basically beyond useless in game 2. Part of that was the Ime Udoka rotation. Maybe Ime will have something to say about that after the game, but this is not an easy solve for the Rockets. This is a problem.
Yeah, a major problem. The Houston fans, sounding that alarm as they head to Game 3 on Friday. The Lakers get it done against the Rockets here on Tuesday. John Gonzalez, always appreciate the insight, man. So
played that level, but we got to give the rookie a lot of credit. I mean, he made big shot after big shot. His energy on both sides of the ball, especially defensively, he was coming up with big steals. I've really taken my hat off to VJ Escom. Like, he played his behind off tonight, and ultimately, I feel like he was the X factor and the reason why they actually won this game.
Yeah, Al's absolutely right. That backcourt was killer tonight for the Sixers. Maxey was great. Edgecombe was great. If we're talking about overall as a team, what surprised me about this is they lose by 32 in game 1. And Al is right. They had more energy tonight. They had more fight in them. But I want to flag 2 things here. And this is something that Nick Nurse talked about pregame, where he said they needed to limit turnovers. They had 14 in game 1. That was more than 3 times as many turnovers as 3. Tonight, just 7 turnovers. And then that 3-point shooting. They only made 4 threes in all of game 1. Tonight, they make 19 of 39. They shot the absolute lights out, 49%. That'll help you, right? That'll give you a little bit of a boost when you're trying to find some offense. Hey, here's an idea. Knock down some shots on the road. And they absolutely did that tonight. And I think they stunned the Celtics. They certainly stunned me, Kiana.
Yeah, I think they stunned a lot of people. I think maybe people were starting to write off Philly after that blowout that we did see in game 1. But without Embiid, you guys are talking about it. I mean, Philly did need somebody else to really become a serious factor in this series. And we know what Maxey is capable of. He had himself a night, but can we just take a step back and look at VJ Edgecombe? Did he just announce himself in a huge way with this performance?
I'd say so. I know. I'd say so. I'm just, I've been a big fan of his whole young career. Seeing him at Baylor, the way he played, his mental, the mental mentality, the way he approaches the game. I call him like a little bit like Russ, a little bit of Russ, a little bit. He has a little Russ in him. And, he just really took the ball by the horns in this game. He felt like it was opportunity for him to shine, and he shined, with the star of stars, and especially playing in Boston. Boston's a very tough place to play. You got Jason Tatum, you got Jaylen Brown, you got a bunch of good players over there. And, he came in and he responded. He played at a super high level. And like I said, the fact that he was responding with the 3-ball, that's something that he's really not a strong suit of his game. But tonight he let it fly and he made big shot after big shot.
Yeah, that Russ comparison is interesting, right? Because he has that same fearlessness, whether he's, shooting from deep. It's only his second playoff game, right? I mean, it's hard to learn how to play in the playoffs. And he looked like the moment was certainly not too big for him. And as Al mentioned, it's not easy to go on the road when you're a rookie and playing in Boston. That's a tough environment. And I would say, like, the one part of him that is, Russ, like in the fearlessness, they had the in-game interview with him, and he said, I don't care if a bigger guy is coming out.